Level 1, the poster. You're not on the most wanted list yet. Not even close. You're just a face on a poster, hanging on a dusty board in a post office that nobody really reads. A small town bank robbery. 3 cameras caught everything. Your face, clear as day. You wore a hoodie, thinking it would hide you, but you forgot about the camera angle from the teller station. Amateur mistake. The FBI opens a case. Not because you're important, but because bank robbery is a federal crime. To them, you're just another number in a massive system. One agent gets assigned to your file, part-time, alongside 40 other cases he's already juggling. He runs the basics, checks databases, pushes your photo through facial recognition, sends a few emails to local police departments. Then he moves on to something bigger, something more urgent. That means you've got time, maybe 3 weeks, before anyone seriously starts looking. Most bank robbers don't get caught by detectives. They get caught by their own mouths. They tell a girlfriend, a drinking buddy, some random guy at a bar who seems cool. You don't. You stay quiet. You don't spend the money. No flashy purchases. No sudden trips to Vegas. The cash sits untouched in a storage unit, while you go back to your regular job, pretending nothing ever happened. 6 months pass. The case goes cold. The agent has newer robberies to focus on. You're still technically wanted, but not actively hunted. And believe it or not, there's a difference. Some people live like that for years. Level 2, the regional threat. You hit 3 more banks, different cities, same state, same method. Now there's a pattern, and patterns get attention. The FBI forms a task force, small one, just for agents. But now their entire focus is you. They don't know your name yet, so they give you one. The Hoodie Bandit. Local news starts covering the story. Your photo spreads across social media. Tips start flooding in, most of them useless. According to witnesses, you're everywhere. Ohio, Florida, Montana, all at once. But investigators know better. They filter through the noise, looking for the one tip that matters. And then, you make your first serious mistake. You bring your phone near a bank you're scouting, just checking Google Maps. Nothing illegal, but phones leave digital footprints. Your phone connects to a tower, and that tower logs it. The FBI doesn't know your number yet, but they now have a list of every phone that was near that bank during that time window. 3,000 devices. And every time you scout another location, that list gets smaller. You have no idea. You think you're being careful, but data is quietly stacking up in systems you'll never see. And slowly, the net starts tightening. Level 3, Federal Priority. A robbery goes wrong. A security guard pulls a weapon. You react first. He survives. Barely. Now everything changes. You're no longer just a thief. Now you're a violent offender. The task force triples in size. Your case gets its own intelligence analyst. Their only job is to understand you, where you strike, when you strike, the patterns in your movement, the patterns you thought were random, but weren't. Humans are terrible at randomness. We create patterns without even realizing it. And analysts see them instantly. Your photo appears on billboards. Crime Stoppers posts a reward, $25,000. Now the public knows your face. The media gives you a new nickname, something that sounds dangerous. Your story runs every time the news cycle is slow. You're no longer just a suspect. You're a narrative, a threat, a story people talk about at dinner. And eventually, someone recognizes you. Your ex-girlfriend. She sees surveillance footage. At first, she's unsure. Then she notices something small. The way you hold a gun, your stance. Something clicks. And within hours, the FBI is knocking on her door. Tension building. Level 4, the manhunt. They know your name now, your past, your family, where you grew up. Every person you've ever known gets a visit. Your parents, your brother, old co-workers, friends you haven't spoken to in years. Some cooperate, some don't. Your mother cries. Your brother shuts the door. Meanwhile, your bank accounts are frozen. Your online activity monitored. Anyone you might contact, placed under surveillance. You're alone now. Motels, cash payments, fake names, constant movement. You grow a beard, lose weight, look different from the photos. That helps, but not forever, because you're running out of money. And that means another robbery, this time in a tiny town. Population 800, 1 bank, 2 employees. The robbery takes for minutes. You walk out with $12,000. You think you bought yourself time, but the bank just installed a new security system. Facial recognition, movement analysis. The footage uploads automatically. 17 minutes later, the system flags a match. The task force knows you're nearby, not exactly where, but close enough. And suddenly, everything moves. Helicopters, roadblocks, local police across multiple counties. Your burner phone connects to a tower. They triangulate direction. The search radius shrinks. 50 miles, 20 miles, and you have no idea. Level 5, the fugitive. You run into the woods. January, temperatures dropping below freezing. 3 days pass. Little food, little sleep. The cold starts winning. You melt snow for water. Build fires you're terrified to keep burning. Then you see lights, a farmhouse. You break in. Food, warmth, blankets. For 2 days you hide. Then a neighbor notices something strange. You leave immediately, back into the forest. But the task force finds your trail. Dogs pick up your scent. Helicopters scan the forest with thermal cameras. You run, exhausted, starving, injured. And then, you fall into a ravine. Your ankle shatters against frozen rock. The dogs arrive first, then the officers. Rifles aimed from every direction. Someone shouts commands. You raise your hands. 15 months of running ends in a frozen valley. Trial doesn't last long. The evidence is overwhelming. Surveillance, DNA, ballistics. The prosecutor offers a deal, 40 years, or risk life in prison. You take the deal. 20 minutes later, the judge makes it official. 40 years, federal prison, no parole. And just like that, the story ends where most stories like this do. Not in glory, not in legend, but in a concrete cell, 8 by 10 feet wide. Because in the end, every person who thought they were smarter than the system eventually learned the same lesson: nobody is.